The why, a big point is the fact that you can have significant energy savings. Now, these are some stats out of Energy Star last year. Basically, they're saying if you do hot oil, cold oil containment, you'll reduce cooling energy expense by 5 to 10%. Containment can reduce energy consumption 20 to 25% and deliver a 20% energy savings from a chiller. We've certainly seen in our experience, those would be very, I'd say quite low numbers from an energy reduction point of view. We've seen noticeably higher energy reduction figures on the cooling side as we do our containment installations, because when we go in, we do metering on the cooling systems, power metering on the cooling systems before, and continue to do power metering afterwards as well to see what is the impact of containment in those sites. Now, PG&E, Carrie, you've had some experience with them, and they're indicating a payback of 2 years, and you referenced earlier cases where you did a number of sites across the US, and that 2-year payback was certainly very achievable for those sites.
Well, indeed. In fact, Polargy did PG&E's first energy retrofit rebate with Pixar Animation. And I think one of the things I forgot to mention in terms of these 2-year paybacks, one of the key drivers is how much one is paying for energy. So PG&E is not cheap. So if you're paying 10, 11 cents a kilowatt hour, you're going to get that faster payback. If you're enjoying some of the benefits of cheap hydro power in Canada, then maybe your paybacks are going to stretch out accordingly.
Yeah, well, typically in Ontario, I would say we're looking at, when you load everything in, being the price of the kilowatt per hour. You load in the global adjustments, which I expect if data centers are of any size whatsoever in Ontario, you're going to be seeing at least 12 cents a kilowatt hour. If you move into the province of Quebec, for example, then you'll see noticeably lower energy prices. But Ontario is up there from an energy cost point of view. Some of the other provinces are better, lower prices, but 10 to 12 cents is not outside the norm here in Canada at this point in time. The other thing is too, of course, as you improve the cooling energy and reduce the cooling energy cost, of course, you're improving your PUE. As well, and that's something we haven't talked about here. That's a whole other webinar, but it's a key point if any companies are looking at what their PUE is. So the other question related to this, of course, is, well, where am I getting those energy savings from? And in our experience, of course, we're always looking at the cooling system. If you've got a chilled water cooling system, you're getting those savings because now you can increase the temperature of the water. You can increase the temperature set points on the crawl units. You can reduce the number of crawl units that are operating. And if your crawl units are equipped with variable frequency fans or variable speed fans, you can reduce the airflow or reduce the fan speed typically by at least 20%, 30%, again, depending upon the site and on how well it's set up. If your system is using crack units or DX-based units, again, increase in temperature set points, controls on humidity, especially if you're going to cold oil containment, and the concept of networking and sequencing to reduce the number of operating units. So when we go into a site, if we are doing containment, it's not just doing containment, it's doing everything else related to making that site operate better from a cooling point of view. If you go in and if you have somebody just do containment and no other changes are made to the cooling system, you will see some small improvements on the energy reduction, but you certainly won't be maximizing the level of energy reduction that you could be achieving.